In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Before time could name itself, before light could stretch its fingers across the waters, the Word already breathed. And that Word was not a sound that entered the ear, but a life that entered the soul. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us, not as a stranger, but as the hidden image of the invisible one, walking among those who could not yet see their own reflection in him. The divinity of Jesus Christ is not a distant doctrine written in cold stone, but a living fire inscribed upon the inner temple of every awakened heart. To speak of his divinity is to speak of the eternal bridge between the infinite and the finite, the great descent of God into form, the light made visible. When you behold Christ, you behold the mirror of what God sees when he beholds his own idea of humanity, perfect, radiant, unbroken. He was called the Son of God not because he was born differently, but because he remembered differently. He remembered the Father when the world forgot. He remembered the voice that said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." He remembered the kingdom within when others sought it in the sky. He remembered the eternal I am when men only knew their name through the dust. The divinity of Jesus Christ is the unveiling of divine consciousness in human form. The Father was not far from him. He was within him. The Father and I are one. He said, not to claim exclusivity, but to reveal unity. The oneness of the Son with the Father was not a boast, but a map, a revelation of what every soul can awaken to when the veil of self is lifted. To see Christ is to see the Father's heart clothed in humanity. He is the bridge between what is unseen and what is felt, the sacred architecture of divine presence building itself into human awareness. His words were not just spoken, they were vibrations from eternity, frequencies of heaven entering the soul of human thought. Every healing was not merely a miracle, it was divine remembrance returning to the body, divine order returning to creation. When he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life," he was not closing the gate. He was describing the path within. The way is the divine current of being that flows from God through Christ into all creation. The truth is the unveiling of the divine essence within all things. The life is the eternal motion of spirit through the vessel of matter. Whoever abides in this consciousness abides in the Father. The crucifixion was not the defeat of divinity, but its demonstration. The divine does not end where flesh ends. The cross was the point where the visible and the invisible met, where divine love absorbed all human error and turned it into redemption. The tomb was the womb of divine transformation, the place where mortality bowed before immortality. And the resurrection was not merely Jesus returning to life, but life returning to Jesus and through him to all. To understand his divinity is to understand your inheritance. For the Christ did not come to show what one man alone could be, but what all men and women can be when awakened. His divinity was not given to him after the resurrection. It was revealed through it. The same light that raised him dwells in you. The same spirit that declared him Son of God whispers within your silence, "You too are mine." When he breathed on his disciples, he said, "Receive ye the Holy Spirit." He was sharing the divine breath that breathes all worlds. That spirit is not history, it is presence. It moves where it wills, illuminating hearts that remember. To confess that Jesus is Lord is to awaken the Lord within, to let the divine mind govern the human vessel. Sojourners, The divinity of Christ is not confined to Bethlehem or Calvary. It is the eternal Logos, the Word still becoming flesh in every heart that believes. Christ is not gone from the earth. He is risen within. He walks now through every act of compassion, every spark of forgiveness, every awakening soul that dares to love as he loved. The divinity of Jesus Christ is the mystery unveiled. God seen in man, and man revealed in God. The Christ is the living symbol of divine union, the eternal I am clothed in mortal form to remind mortality of its immortality. Therefore awaken, O traveler of dust and light. Let this divinity awaken thy own. Let the Christ mind be in you as it was in him. For in him you live and move and have your being. For the true divinity of Christ is this: the union of heaven and earth within the human soul. God became man that man might remember he was divine.